I'm Kat Iniba, and welcome back to Halo Halo, your top Asian American entertainment and lifestyle show. Now, joining us today is writer and director Ron Morales, whose current film Graceland is currently airing in theaters all over the U.S., from Los Angeles to Texas to New York and even Hawaii. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you so much.
Now, first, congratulations on all of the success of the film, because I know it won second place at Tribeca Film Festival, San Diego Film Festival, Jury Award. Congratulations. How does that feel?
It's amazing. It's amazing. This is a passion project for my crew and I, and to have this little film get this far has been, we're all psyched.
Now, it's not so little, though, because I know it took several years to write, right?
Yes, it did. This is like a 5-year project for myself and my wife.
And tell me how you came across it, because I hear that you were actually working on another film.
I actually shelved the script for Graceland a couple years back, and then I picked up another project which I was researching for a couple years, but we didn't get funding for that. So I ended up using that research and put it into pieces of Graceland. So it eventually made it a much better script and a much better story. So.
Ano to?
One, two, three.
And I hear, okay, so it took 5 years to write, but a little over 2 weeks to film. Tell me about that process.
We got down and dirty over there, and we shot for 17 days, and I think the crew and I were there for about two months, but it was very quick, very. We had to,
Long
yes,
hours,
yes,
right?
very long hours.
And I hear you actually had to do a lot of improvising when it came to filming.
We did. Because we have such a short period of time. You know, you have to let things go, and you have to compromise. Shooting in Manila is not easy, but we got through it. It was a rough project, but we were all family there, and it was great.
Yeah. Now, it's not your first time filming in the Philippines, right? Because your first film, Santa Mesa, was actually done there.
Yeah, Santa Mesa we shot in 2005, I believe. We had more money then, so it was a little bit easier to shoot, and we had more crew, but and very few locations, as opposed to Graceland. I think we had over 55 locations, so it's. Santa Mesa was maybe 4.
Now, you are based out of New York, but are you from the Philippines? And
I was born and raised on the East Coast, but I've been continuously going back to the Philippines, as a child, as a teenager, and my adult life. So it's kind of my second home. I have so much family there.
now, talk about the importance of telling Filipino films in our story.
I think now, especially in the independent world in the Philippines, Filipino films are getting the recognition in festivals. They're getting the distribution in Europe, and like Graceland's getting U.S. distribution. That's huge for us.
Yeah.
So if we're getting it out there, we should totally support it,
Yes.
get aware, and get our butts in the seats.
In Graceland, you talk about human trafficking, corrupt politicians, and how you wanted to be a voice to the innocent. Tell us more detail about that.
Well, it's more so the human trafficking side, because that's where most of the research that I didn't want to go to waste.
Yeah.
That's what I put into Graceland, and I feel like if you do that, if I'm able to put those stories into a genre film, into something that people can relate to, or just have fun with watching as thriller, but also when they leave the theater have this feeling of not guilt, but awareness.
Yeah, I want to.
Then I think I succeeded. but other than that, that's the best thing I could possibly do.
Yeah.
And Graceland is also a film that you know it could take place anywhere. It just
Yeah.
happened to take place. I wanted to make it in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It could be a Mexican story, a Eastern European,
Yeah.
an American story.
Yeah.
But
I completely agree. I mean, the themes are universal. It's like how the lanes that a person will go through for someone that they love, right? And love, revenge, even. Now, for more information on Graceland, because I know it's airing all over the theaters in U.S., where can we go?
you could go to gracelandmovie.com, and from there you can actually automatically go and click on buy tickets, or you can look up the Draft House Films website, drafthousefilm.com, and you'll see all the theaters that we're playing in throughout the U.S. And if you can't make it to the theater, just it's on VOD.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for spending the time with us and for sharing our story. Now, for more information on Graceland, their website is graceland-movie.com. The information is below, and you can watch it in select theaters all over the U.S., from Los Angeles to Texas to New York and Hawaii. Time for a quick break, but we've got more entertainment news when we return. See you in a few.